Abbey shores where shadows play, the alley whispers night and day. In abomination, alley's grip, where fear and danger tightly knit. Oh, the alley breathes a tale untold of secrets dark and hearts grown cold. Abbey streets, they'll pull you in to the depths where sin begins.
Hello and welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Abomination Alley, or BRP actual play. I'll be your storyteller for the evening, Jason. And with me as usual will be Carr playing Teak, Jeremy playing Salvador, Eric playing Michael, Patrick playing Leo,
Patrick says hello.
and Sarah playing Vivian. Who remembers what happened last week?
We killed a guy that was already dead, and also some bears that had jack-o'-lantern faces.
It was the Halloween special.
The Halloween special.
Well, the entire last story arc was kind of the Halloween story arc, yes.
And cats and dogs are living together as the dead have risen.
And continue to be risen, I think.
It's not
Yeah.
all the dead, just some of the dead.
Just the mostly dead.
You know, a larger portion of the city's population are dead now than were previously. So, yeah. You tracked Philip back to his, back to the home he was renting. Rescued Vivian's sister. She received much trauma and then much candy.
She inherited some new uncles and aunts.
She did indeed.
Yep.
And we briefly covered events in the city after that, running through Halloween. We're going to start now with some of what y'all were doing in some of that downtime. Now, I believe Teak was going to go to Leo for help.
Yep. He was going to, probably, even though he's not in the best graces of Boss Marduk, he's still going to ask Leo to help because his family ain't done nothing to him, so.
That's true. Things are tense with you and the Orc Mob, but the Orc Mob has not, at any point, really taken any steps against you. You singularly as Teak, or you as the Bjorn as a whole.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll be a way for Teak to explain why he acted the way he did.
All right, so Patrick, would Leo be willing to
Yes.
go into Boss Marduk's building and try to help get rid of some of the ghosts? Or whatever was going on there.
Teak would go with you.
If it meant easing the spirits, he would go.
Okay. So, you two show up. There's been a little bit of tension with the security here, like when you come see Vivian. You know, not
Lillian, not Vivian.
Lillian,
Two different,
not Vivian.
two different people.
Right. Too many names.
Too many people in Evian.
Right. But when you know, like not outright hostility, just a tensing. And you see that for a brief moment as you're getting out. You know, the guys by the door as you're getting out. But then when Leo gets out, the two orcs at the door kind of look at each other, and they like look hopeful all of a sudden.
Teak will just walk up to the two with Leo and then just say, "We're here to see Boss Marduk." Because I assume we have to talk to him first before we go to his house, to his apartment.
Yeah, you were specifically just going to like Lillian's apartment. You could probably just go to Lillian's apartment. But
Mm,
if you're going to be wandering around the building doing stuff.
yeah.
So, yeah. The lady at the counter calls up to Boss Marduk, or calls up to Marduk's office. It's probably not Marduk that answers directly, but explains that the two of you are there. Fairly quickly, y'all get ushered up. Marduk sitting behind his desk with a cigar. Tucked like, in the back of the corner of his mouth, between that and his tusk.
Mm.
Walks in, he nods to you, Teak. Mr. Leopold,
Mr. Marduk.
what brings the two of you by?
Teak
His
is
realm of
informed-
expert. Teak would be like, just his expertise. I'll let him say it.
Teak has informed me you have an issue with spirits amongst your building.
Yes. I guess there's no point in trying to deny it. Ever since the dead have gotten restless in the city, things have been going on around here. Mostly it's been the typical sort of haunted house stories you hear, doors slamming, footsteps, the giggle of children when there are no children around, that sort of thing.
Is your family okay? Teak will say.
Yes, they're out visiting relatives out of the city right now.
I had heard that you.
Well, the wife and
them-
daughters, anyway. My
I
boys
heard
are still
that
around.
I heard you sent them to another state, so just wanted to check.
But yes, if there's anything Leo can do for to settle the spirits here, I'd be most appreciative.
I'm here on Teak's behalf and the spirits. But
He gives not. I understand. We've reached out to some folks at the Bad River Reservation. They seemed hesitant to be
you know Crow,
employed
then.
by us.
Because I believe that was because I actually had that Bad River Reservation. Yeah, John Crow. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the guy that got you kind of back on track with your training.
Yes.
And yeah, it does not surprise you that he would not want to come in and work for mobsters.
Yeah.
So Marduk, basically tells you, he can pay an outright fee for this, or he can owe you a favor.
How about we just clean the favor that we owe you off, and we'll call it even.
Did y'all owe him a favor?
We did.
Oh yeah.
He specifically came to our building and said that I believe y'all owe me a favor, and Teek's just saying, how about we clean that favor off, and that's all the payment we need.
That sounds fair. He gets up,
good with
leans
you,
across the
Leo?
desk, gives you a shake.
Yep.
So y'all shake on it.
Yep.
He basically tells his security guys, basically you two have the free range of the building. They get the building super in. Who basically has keys to about everything. So
Teek will let Leo leave, but he will look at Boss Marduk.
All right.
was there something else, Teek?
He'll look at Boss Marduk and say, I have always respected you. But you disrespected me by having someone enter my home without me knowing. That's why I was heated before when we first talked. So I apologize for my attitude, but I don't. But and he looks back. Is the guy who he spit the shoe on like standing at the door?
Even or odd?
Even.
It's odd. He's not here.
Okay. And I'll pay for his shoe shine next time.
Marduk kind of chuckles. A man should have enough spine to stand up for himself. There's no hard feelings.
Appreciate that. I'm going to follow Leo and we'll try and get this fixed for you.
All right. So essentially, how it goes, Leo, there's a lot of spirits in this place.
I wonder why.
This place may have been mildly haunted before Marduk bought it. You're not sure. But as you go around and, most of the people are willing to let most of the renters, if they've had something weird going on, will let you in. Y'all have a pretty big reputation in the city at this point. And Leo is kind of known now as the only shaman in town.
Yep.
So, Peak being here before, he would know roughly where things are that, shouldn't be seen by a shamanistic eye. Would Teak need to steer him away from certain things? Unless like a spirit was specifically there. And Boss Marduk's business.
There are a few rooms they can use to hold people if they need to.
Right.
But it's not like they keep people there all the time or anything.
Right. He'll probably look at a few guards and just make sure. He'll talk to them.
So you find several spirits in various apartments. That it's just old inhabitants that are still hanging around.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on recently has made them more active. But a lot of them aren't really self-aware exactly. Speaking to them is almost like speaking to an elderly person, suffering from dementia. It's like there's a lot of confusion and, they're kind of hazy on what's going on. You figure if this whatever's affecting the city, if it passes, they would probably settle back down on their own. But you're able to calm them enough where, maybe they won't be waking people up in the middle of the night, opening and shutting cabinets and stuff.
Yeah.
Or the one old lady's ghost that kept stacking the chairs on the table for some reason. There are other spirits, angry spirits, wandering the hallways.
In a mob boss's house? What are the odds?
Yeah, I know. You see one that hangs around close to the one of the entrances that's on one of the upper floors to an entrance to the stairwell. And like when you first rounded the corner, it looked like somebody just standing next to the stairwell, and then you realize there were cement blocks around his feet. And when he turns slightly, his tie is like floating up in the air next to his face.
Not seeing any of this, just walking around Leo, just guiding him around.
And Leo, your fetch is of course there,
Yeah.
So he's kind of like, there's one.
Yep.
And Teak, you realize this is the stairwell that someone got shoved down.
There's a very angry spirit here. A drowned one.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, I know. He just nods. He's like, that doesn't surprise me, unfortunately. There's a guard probably at the door, just like looking at him.
Now the guard has stepped across to the other side of the hallway and is now looking at the door. He's trying to figure out where exactly the other stairs, and he's examining that area.
Yep.
Has a piece. I was like, huh? Eh? No.
I'll reach out. Can I reach out to the spirit in this instance?
You can communicate with him, yes.
I actually asked him, do you know where your body is? Because I might be able to actually give you a proper burial.
His eyes, he squints and he doesn't walk so much as he just sort of rotates
Yeah.
towards you. You know, at a distance, it looks like the blocks are touching the ground, but he's really kind of floating.
Yeah.
Are you some new hire of Marduk's?
No. There have been restless spirits such as yourself all over the town, and I was informed there were in his building. I take it you were one of his victims?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I'd say so. He had the boys I'd worked with for years, give me this fresh pair of shoes and drop me in the freaking lake.
Actually,
I don't actually remember that part, though.
yeah.
I was fighting if they started to drag me down these stairs. I think one of them must have hit me in the back of the head. That's the last thing that I actually remember.
And is this a man or another orc?
This is a male orc.
Just imagine Teek's over there talking to the guard, trying to calm him down.
Nah, man, you don't need your gun. This is probably
good.
fine.
Joe.
And I'm going to try something. I'm going to see if my fetch can actually find where his body is. At least if there's any kind of link between the two. Because we might be able to ask the mermaid to actually help, at least give him an actual official burial.
Yefet starts sniffing around the guy. I'm not sure. He's been dead several years now. The scent is kind of weak. But he's willing, I mean, he's your fetch. He's willing to try if you want him to.
Please do. From one orc to another, I at least want to make sure that at least the proper duties are done.
So the fetch kind of walks around the orc spirit that's, watching him like you'd watch a dog, but dogs are just sniffing around you in circles. And then your fetch, passes through the door, down the stairwell. Like he's following the path they may have drugged the guy.
Yep. And I ask him, your name?
Let's see, what's a good orc name?
Bill.
Agril. A-G-R-A-L. Agril Nelson.
Agril Nelson.
The guard gives a very obvious start when he hears that name.
Does Teek know that name?
Teek knows that name.
Yes.
Yeah. He was somebody that worked for Marduk. Been, 3, 4 years, 5 years back now.
Teek will look at Leo as well.
In fact, Teek, what you remember is he just stopped showing up for work all of a sudden. And then you heard some vague rumors that he might have been getting a little close to one of Marduk's daughters.
Take a look back at the guard.
He's looking at you. He's like, it's like I've had that same realization.
Yeah, there's just like, and then look back at Leo.
And you would remember that the guy that got shoved
Yeah.
down the stairs was also somebody that was working for Marduk back then.
I can put two together, say probably one of the ones that throw him in the lake.
You can always go ask Marduk. But,
And actually introduce myself, basically who I am, and mostly that I kind of give him the explanation as to what I am and what I'm here to do, but also I give him. I actually asked him if he knew. Oh, not even. I can't remember because it's been so long ago. The guy whose office we're using, the guy who was a part of the original Bjorn.
Mickey.
Yeah,
Mickey.
Mickey Monroe, I believe.
Fortunately, Teak and I and several others have taken up Mickey Monroe's task as the current Bjorn.
Oh, okay. He's actually like pretty happy just to have somebody he can talk to. Uh,
Just have a deep conversation. Maybe that'll pass him away.
but yeah, he doesn't know what's holding him here. I mean, he'd like to have some revenge. He almost got one of them guys, but sucker's head was just harder than I thought. Bouncing off them stairs.
Lord, why?
I keep hoping Marduk will come by and use the stairs. But, he's the boss. He ain't hardly going to use the stairs. Nobody seems to be using them right now.
Mostly because you pushed the man down them. He sort of figured out.
He deserved it.
Quickly.
He was one of the ones that drugged me out to the lake.
I don't doubt that in the slightest. But why did Marduk do what he did? Because I want to actually get the entirety of the story.
Me and his oldest daughter were having a fling. It was her idea, though.
I see.
Really don't know how he found out. Somebody must have squealed. Hey, you think you could find out who squealed?
Doubtful. What was his oldest daughter's name?
Yeah, I figured you were going to ask that.
Didn't you say he had like a lot of daughters anyway, or a lot of kids?
Yeah, he's got several.
Yeah.
But his oldest is Thurga.
Thurga?
Thurga. And TQ, of course, know all that. Thurga's married now, anyway. In fact, she got married shortly after this guy would have gotten dumped in the lake. It was a real quick wedding.
Bang your gavel, justice of the peace. Boom, boom, done.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
The marriage that happened shortly after, this is me to the DM. Does Thurga have an oldest child that doesn't quite look like the dad?
Well, her oldest is also a daughter who tends to resemble her.
Ah.
She was born, Yeah, within a year of the marriage. 8 months or so.
I see. I may know what's keeping you then here. But I will have to leave you for a moment. Is that all right? And please
Yeah, he's not going
refrain.
anywhere.
Please refrain from throwing people down the stairs.
I don't want to throw nobody down the stairs that don't deserve it.
I talked to Boss Marduk about this.
Now, how are you broaching this subject to him?
I mentioned that one, I figured out what spirit is the one that specifically threw the man down the stairs.
Oh, who was it?
Elgor.
Well, it makes. I see.
He is in the form of a man drowning and with cement shoes on his feet. So,
Yeah, the Italians must have got him.
no, he told me it was your men who did this.
Even Teak snirks at that.
Wasn't really trying to lie to you. It's just, a well-honed
Habit.
habit. He acted a bit improper with one of my daughters. When you're a father someday, you'll understand.
And apparently, in discussions, after he passed, your daughter in particular was married quickly.
He holds up his hand like he's wanting you to pause, and then he looks at the guards in the room. Gentlemen, give me the room. And all the guards stream and they double time out the door.
Shit.
Teak's like,
This is
oh boy.
And
Yeah.
I will, in the most professional terms, this is me not judging in any way. But I suspect her eldest may be his child, and that is what's keeping him here.
Teak will pipe up. It's like, oh, she want a drink? And he'll walk over to the liquor cabinet.
I'll take some scotch straight or neat, whatever you do for scotch.
Yeah.
He'll pour some glasses.
Yes, he had some of the boys. He may have had some of the boys may have dealt with Nelson. And then a week later, Marty basically says, his wife came to him, let him know his daughter's condition. A marriage was quickly arranged with a fine, loyal fellow. He wouldn't have wanted any dispersions cast on his granddaughter.
Understandable.
I mean, none of his men would do it. They'd know better. But society as a whole.
Does your granddaughter live locally?
Yes, I mean she's out of town with some of the other, female members of the family at the moment, because of the strangeness going on.
I see.
Are you sure you can't just hoodoo him back to the spirit realm?
That time Teak will put his Marduk's glass down.
Well, I would be able to. That would at most, in this particular instance, more than likely be a temporary solution. Because, mind you, his body is far from here. I am looking in to find a way to at least give him a proper burial. Might be a way to resolve this. But
Yeah,
even
it's been
if
a
you
few years
move,
back. The fish have probably picked him clean by now.
even if you no longer occupy this building, his spirit will probably still find a way to find you.
What are you suggesting we do? I'm not gonna like it, but I don't like it. When my doctors tell me what I need to do either.
This is also coming from my previous profession. This is also why I am keeping this as professional as possible. I believe this man at least should meet his daughter.
And that's our best shot at getting him gone, being permanent.
Yes.
Yeah, Thurgo's not gonna be happy about this. All right, I'll make a few calls. We'll get this arranged.
I actually go explain to Mr. Nelson that I believe at least a way for you to try and peace has been found.
Well, you could pull Marduk up here and let me shove him down the stairwell. I bet that would work too.
In this particular instance, I don't believe it would. While you were finding him here, there's something else keeping you.
Well, and what you figure out speaking to him is he's more or less locked in this position, in this general area. You figure the blow to the head is probably what actually killed him.
Actually killed him, and that's what's keeping him here.
Yeah. Now, you're talking about, if Marduk moved, he might follow him. It's possible. If revenge is what he's locked on,
Yeah.
But, so anyway, you do end up, you search the rest, and you find other, more malevolent spirits.
Yeah.
But they're not as fully self-aware.
They're
as Agril.
More or less they're less human at this stage.
Yeah. More poltergeisty, more,
Yeah.
So some of those you put down the old-fashioned way. Teak, I assume y'all check on Lillian while you're here.
Yep.
And she's in the same position she was in before. Nothing weird has been happening in her apartment. She's occasionally heard, the sounds of, running children running up and down the hallway, or says running children, somebody, the running feet of somebody lighter.
Right.
Yeah.
Could be halflings, could be kobolds, but every little weird thing she's experienced has been outside of her apartment. Though she is burning sage when you go in there.
Yeah.
Little sage incense things going.
And if you'll excuse me for just a moment, Jason, my dog is pitching a fit. Considering it's getting colder now, he probably just needs to come in. So.
Probably so. We'll jump to somebody else right quick.
And Teak will also pick up his hat.
that he suspiciously left at Lillian's. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
How distracted did he have to be to not take his hat as he left?
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, Vivian.
Yes.
In this week, I should say, running up to Halloween, you're continuing to work with your boss to help, get folks that were working at the club relocated to, hopefully temporary jobs, so they can come back once he gets everything rebuilt.
Yeah.
The insurance claims come through. The company was kind of wanting to drag, or the insurance company was kind of wanting to drag its feet some more, but with all the weirdness going on, the police really just kind of take y'all at y'all's word about what Philip's involvement in stuff. So sure, they don't
Fair
have him
enough.
to question, but he did, I believe, actually admit to. He either admitted.
He did say it.
Yeah, I was thinking he said it to y'all, so they kind of have to accept that that while it was arson, it was not, there's not insurance fraud going on.
Yeah.
So at least the demolition of what is left, of the building is underway.
Yeah. She's gonna grab a piece of it or a board or something and be like, we can take this. Once the new place opens up, we gild it. Gilded branch all over again. Or maybe something more decorative than a board.
He likes the idea of that. Well, yeah, you can get something etched into it, or
Yeah.
a design carved into it.
Summon the gnomes.
Maybe a carving of the
There's
original
no-
building that burned. Yeah. Your boss likes that idea. You get quite a bit of complaining from Lilac about not getting to shoot Philip. He was right there. She had her crossbow. She could have, but then you went diving off the banister and she followed you down. Then it was keeping eyes on you and the baby.
She's been pretty subdued over the past week. She's like, I didn't even get a shot in on him. There was no body to completely empty both pistols I had into him and maybe, stab him a few times.
Double tap. Triple tap. Even
Quadruple tap.
Well, there was that vague outline of, ashy outline on the wall of him. We could always go spit on that.
Just kind of saying there's you ever been so mad at someone, the only thing you think that might, settle that rage is ripping their throat out,
With your
and now there's no throat left.
Oh, well, we could always go ask Miss Howard how it feels to rip somebody's throat out.
Probably no.
Yeah.
Might be a bit lacking in decorum.
Yeah, it was funnier in my head before I said it out loud.
It's still kind of funny. Just we'd probably get in trouble for it, or at least severe side eye.
Also in this time, you get a dinner invitation from your mother.
Ooh.
Flat out shocked.
Well, it turns out that Hyacinth has been asking a lot of questions.
Why didn't you tell me about all my uncles?
I mean, you've got so much in common. You and one of the uncles buy the same candy.
Got the good stuff, Mom.
But trying to decide if she would call or if she would send a letter. She'd probably send a letter.
Yeah.
And then have you, saying you can just, you can call.
Yeah, she'd call and arrange a time with whoever picks up the phone, if it's not her mother.
No, the head housekeeper, ends up answering the phone when you call. She's been working for them for a year.
She probably
wasn't-
chews the fat a little bit.
Yeah. You knew her pretty well. She wasn't the one around when you were a child. When you were real small. That one retired at some point, but so she was probably 20 when she got the job, so she's probably like 15 years older than you or something. But she's warm and seems to be enjoying talking to you. But she chews the fat for you a minute, and then she puts your mother on, so y'all arrange your time. Hyacinth will be delighted.
It will be nice to see her under better circumstances.
Yes. She's been having a few nightmares about what happened. Which is to be expected. That's
Yeah.
They haven't had her see speak to anybody professionally about it. Though from the sound of it, it sounds like your mother has spoken to an actual psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist probably more appropriate. Yeah.
Not sure if you just have specifically child psychiatrists at the time or not.
Nope.
I don't know how late it was when you started getting that kind of specialization.
Here, huff this lithium.
Here's this one-night cough syrup.
Oh, that didn't work. Well, electroshock therapy. Let's go.
Time to lobotomize the child.
I do not wish to tip my hat to what Salvador would be doing over the week. I will say, however, he left Hyacinth just because he knew it would mess with Vivian's parents. He left her one round of ammunition.
So she's just got a bullet
Put
she
it in her
carries
pocket.
around.
Yeah.
It's her security bullet.
Yeah,
No,
exactly. And he's like,
Emotional support bullet.
anytime a bad guy is around, anytime you think about the bad guy, you just squeeze this tightly, and that'll be it.
Child psychiatry in the United States began in the late 19th century. The establishment of the first juvenile court in Chicago was the significant milestone for it. In 1899.
Okay, so it was a thing. Probably not as common, but it was a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a thing.
And this is a big city. They'd probably have a few.
Hyacinth is just squeezing around, and your mom's like, "Why does she have that?"
Don't ask questions you don't want answers to.
I said, give me that. No, the bullet makes the bad people go away.
Not wrong.
Hyacinth's- she's gonna become some kind of bounty hunter later and just break her parents' heart.
Mhm.
She'll show up with probably an appropriate gift of some kind of, nice wine or something.
And the meal is nice enough. Hyacinth is extremely excited to see you.
She will definitely have brought something for Hyacinth too. Probably like ruffle her hair too and like pick her up.
The promised ice cream.
And she's like, if it's okay with Mom and Dad, maybe sometime in the next couple of weeks, we'll go out for ice cream with the uncles and the aunts.
Well, that immediately gets her, asking the folks if they're okay. Your dad doesn't like the idea, but he doesn't shoot it down.
She's shocked.
Your mother seems to just be happy that something's got Hyacinth that excited. So the meal's a little tense between the adults, as you can imagine.
She will remain polite.
Get gritted teeth.
Would that letter have been that I sent you have made it to them prior to this dinner?
That is up
Somehow?
to you. If you had mailed it to them, yes. If you decided you want to give it to him in person, then this would probably be the opportunity you'd have had for that. So it's just however
If
you want
Lilac
to do
swiped it.
it. You could have sent it via Lilac. It would have just been mysteriously left on their bedside table.
She will have sent it via Lilac because she knows Lilac likes snooping, and she'd probably like to snoop.
Comes back with all the fairy tea.
Yeah, Lilac gets all the gossip.
Oh, okay. Now you're going to backpedal and
I am not backpedaling.
in case anybody didn't look in the Discord, Jeremy was saying the bullet was a blank because Salvador's not a monster. It's the 20s. Nobody would think anything of it.
I mean,
Maybe it's a
come
spent
on.
cartridge.
And I want to say blank ammunition was at least used in Hollywood was still kind of a rarity.
They just
You
shot
got
the
it.
guys for real. Went through a lot
no,
of
they-
extras.
They shot the horses for real in some old westerns.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
they
And broke their legs and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
And also, part of the reason why blank ammunition started to become popular is because James Cagney was in a role. Sometimes they'd actually shoot out the windows with real bullets next to you. They did in one movie, and to show them it was safe, they said, "See, it's perfectly fine." Shot out the
Yeah.
window, a bullet ricocheted and hit exactly where James Cagney would be standing. And
It's fine.
And that's part of the reason why blank started to become a thing in Hollywood.
That's amazing.
All right, so they will have gotten the letter. So there's like some
She won't-
extra tenseness that your mother deflects
Well,
by constantly, talking to her about Hyacinth. Where your dad's just sitting there looking uncomfortable.
Has she started banging on the piano yet? I think I was about her age when I started that.
Your mother tells you, you definitely, Now, how did your parents react to you banging on the piano?
Probably horribly, and then made her take lessons to where it was actually pleasant banging on the piano.
So yeah, your dad's like, yes. We've had to tell her, that you don't have to hit the piano keys as hard as you can. Your mother chimes in. She's a little too young for lessons yet, but she seems to be very interested.
Too short to reach the pedals yet.
Yes. But musical talent runs in the family, as you know.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll get some of it.
Which gets Hyacinth asking you what instruments you play.
She'll pass it on. She won't say you can come see me play at the. She's not going to say you can come to the ranch and watch me.
speakeasy.
Come to the pub.
Next time I come over, I'll bring the violin, and you can look at it, and I'll show you how it works, and I'll play something if you want.
Yeah. It's like you're already her hero, and now she finds out, you can play music too. That's just awesome.
She's going to drive the parents mad, and that's part of a victory for.
But so you have the dinner, and they eventually go put Hyacinth to bed.
Vivian the whole time has been like trying not to be like awkward drinking, like. Ah!
You retire to the sitting room for like nightcaps or whatever. It's it's more awkward and stiff without the little one around to kind of be a distraction for everybody.
At some point, she'll finally just say, "I'm your daughter. You don't have to be polite around me."
They sort of look at each other. Your father kind of breaks the silence. none of this was the life we wanted for you. And when I say none of it, I mean what Philip turned out to be. Any of it.
Just do better by her.
Yes, we'll try.
You got some practicing on me, so should be easy now.
Your mother's kind of like, we'll definitely let her find her own significant others for sure.
Probably a good choice. Otherwise, if she has half the stubbornness that runs in our family, she'll just do it regardless of if you want her to or not.
We would ask one favor. Please don't encourage her. Right now, she seems to be hero worshipping you. Please don't encourage her to go into your more dangerous line of work.
No, I won't.
Okay. And then your dad's like, or let the uncles encourage her into that line of work.
I know. She's like, I'll have maybe Dorothy, and I'll see if Teek's friend Lillian might want to speak to her. They still do good work, but they're a far less dangerous line of good work. She says that and then realizes that Lillian works for the mob.
Lillian's
But she does not mention
mob.
that.
She does good work. Well, the mob has kept her alive, so I can guard her, so I guess so.
I'm sorry.
One can account for the mob. The other may have made moon eyes at a vampire and almost got herself turned into a vampire. My friends are nothing but safe.
You're the safest you're ever going to be in front of Salvador. Or behind him, rather.
But,
like,
so there are awkward, stiff hugs before you leave.
Should give them a genuine hug and be like, "Oh, next time you guys want to get together, I know some places. It might do y'all some good to get out every now and then too. Remember, a world exists outside of this."
Perhaps. Your father's like, perhaps. Your mother's like, yes, we need to do that sometime.
I'm sure we'll do something refined, I assure you. Theater or something.
But, so you all part ways. You're not even to the street yet before Lilac is landing on your shoulder.
How long have you been watching?
So how'd it go? I would not.
You're lying.
I would not peep in on you and your parents in a private dinner situation. I was listening at the windows, but I wasn't peeking in.
It went fine. They're slowly trying to be parents, maybe.
Yeah, I believe it when I see it. But we'll be in town to keep them in line, so.
Yeah, we can always kidnap her again.
I'll start coming up with the routes into the building.
Fair enough, we can leave notes behind. We'll let some of the staff know if we take her.
Mr. Anderson, what are you doing during this week?
Honestly, he's probably working.
That's fair. You've been doing a lot of Bjorn stuff. You probably got a workload at stacking up on your desk.
Mm-hmm.
Dorothy coming in late.
Why would that be?
Why indeed?
Careless whisper in the distance, played by on a harmonica.
He's probably just been working.
With all the distraction going on, you notice you've been getting more real work as opposed to the crap jobs they've been giving you since the last time you cheesed the mayor off.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently the dead walking around in his city has him distracted enough that he can't focus on a minor distraction like yourself.
Hmm.
And while you're not involved in the case moves forward of the dead man at the hospital. And while the case does not wrap up in a single week, and after Halloween the dead man goes back to being dead, but it moved fast enough that he was able to get up in the stand and testify. Even though the defense tries to object because it's a dead man giving testimony,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not sure about the legal precedence of that, but there's enough other evidence mounting up that, in your professional opinion, unless the prosecuting attorney really just fumbles stuff, there's probably going to wind up being a conviction with that one. Let's see. No attempts on your life. Seems like I'm forgetting something. I can't think of it now. So yeah, you're slaving away at the office, Dorothy's working overtime, helping you get caught up in whatever way she can. You get a report of oh shoot, who was the guy y'all had in protective custody?
No.
Necromancer dude, Noah.
Noah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he keeps showing up with bruises. The police are reporting that it's happening. Basically, he's having night terrors. They keep coming in the morning. He'll be screaming in the middle of the night, and they'll come in and he's all bruised up. They assume he must be thrashing around and hitting himself. He claims that the dead are like tormenting him. They some of the dead he specifically calls by name, and they've matched that to some of the bodies coming out of his basement. So it's up in the air whether that would count as a confession or not, but it'll come up if it ends up going to court, it'll probably come up.
Yeah.
To jump back to Leo and Teak briefly before we get to Salvador. So the rest of the spirits in the building, you can more or less put down with, you kind of, your normal remedies for such things. Yeah. Whether it's combating some of them, or whether it's just saging the place real good, or, whatever little ritual to...
Hoodoo.
Yeah. Towards the end of the week, Thurga and her daughter show up. And Thurga looks pissed. Like, presumably, surely to goodness she would have suspected that her father was involved. But it's like having it confirmed that she's pretty pissed.
Yeah.
But, she grew up mob family. These things happen.
Teek's met this daughter, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Teek will tip his hat. Thurga.
Teeks, good to see you.
Good to see you. Sorry you have to come back on such bad news.
Yes. it's old news, but it's well, it's really just confirming what I already suspected. Side eyes her father.
How's the daughter? Daughter doing good?
Oh yeah, the daughter's with her, and she's up. Let's see. Oh, I said this guy drowned 4 or 5 years ago, didn't I?
So the
Yes.
daughter would be about 4-ish, 5-ish almost.
We'll
Yeah.
say 5. We'll say it was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love having awkward conversations with my child.
Tickle wave at the
Yeah.
daughter.
Oh.
Produce peppermint.
Ooh. And her mother's like, "What do we say?" Thank you.
Welcome.
This time, when y'all walk up to that spot, as the child comes into view, suddenly everybody in the hallway can see the ghost.
He's like,
And it's just like I described earlier. He's got the concrete shoe. He's got the tie that looks like it's floating around, in a breeze or a
Right.
current.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's got no hair, so you don't have the hair floating around.
right.
Yeah.
When she sees him, Thurgood just turns around and just slugs her dad. The bodyguard types are all like their instinct is to reach out and grab her, but then their self-preservation kicks in, like, ooh, I don't know how the boss would react.
It's like
We don't know which one we need to do.
I have to ask one simple question. We're in the stairwell, right?
No, you're in the hallway by the entrance to the stairwell.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
and
double checking. Just plug.
Oh, that would have been
goes
great.
down the stairs. He's just like, "Ugh."
It's a little too. That's a little too Greek history for us.
and then suddenly a summoning circle appears on the floor, and Maury emerges.
So it's a good solid punch, and Marduk wasn't braced for it.
Yeah.
So he ends up stumbling up against the wall, and all his, like I said, all of his men are kind of like He gives a quick shake of his head, and they all back off completely.
It's just all of the men are going through that unfortunate when the flow chart is a circle.
All right, we're supposed to stop people who punch the boss, but that's the boss's daughter. We're not supposed to touch the boss's daughter. It's like look at the boss and see
order of operations is going in the head.
which of these options is going to piss him off the least. So at Thurga's command is about the only way to really say it. All of y'all pull back and give her and her daughter the space. Leo, she lets you stand a little bit closer just in case anything goes south.
Understandable.
Take a look at Marduk. It's like, you lose a fang.
Yeah, I think she loosened one of my teeth. One of my regular teeth.
Good thing you have good dental. And he chuckles.
Yeah.
It's like no, it's just a rib. They grow back. They don't.
So yeah, so her that ought to have a conversation with the guy. There's some crying. Marduk looks very uncomfortable. It's like this whole being confronted with the repercussions of your actions is not a place he finds himself real often. And clearly he cares enough about his daughter that maybe killing her boyfriend in a fit of anger wasn't the best ideal after all. Who knew? Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew?
It's like It's like, who could have suspected such a thing? Every other person on the planet.
To be fair, she was the oldest daughter. He hadn't had anyone else before to have, panic attacks about.
It's the Vivian thing. All of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I
Eldest
just
daughter
imagine-
issues.
I just imagine the guy from freaking Mortal Kombat popping out.
So yeah, so there's some crying, there's some talking, there's some hugging. And other than Leo, and by this point, Leo, your fetch were to come back. It has not been, it was able to trace it to the water, and then it kind of loses it. Best guess, the body's probably not in one piece, in one piece anymore. It probably has been picked clean by the fish and
Yeah.
scattered around.
Various digestive tracts of fish that are probably dead by now.
But
Yep.
Or eaten by people on land.
Yeah.
Recycling.
Circle of life.
But so for everybody other than
Waters
Leo,
here.
you see the ghost this ghost ends up just sort of fading out. Leo, you see like a flash of light, and then it kind of fades out. Like this wasn't some spirit that that you beat back into the afterlife. This guy
was
just
a
naturally
man-
let go.
Yep.
And in hindsight, this one was not as rage fueled as some of them you met. Like the guy in the hospital that you could only distract him for how angry he was about stuff for so long.
Yeah, this.
So while this guy was happy to get some revenge if somebody walked by and he could, it was not
Good.
apparently his main motivation.
Yeah. He just had unfinished business that he didn't know how to handle.
Mm-hmm. But so that wraps up the business with Marduk. Nobody owes anybody any favors, but you're pretty sure you're back in his good books.
And probably in Thurga's as well.
Yeah, she'd been kind of indifferent to you guys. But I mean, like she knew Teague.
Yeah.
But literally knew Teague as one of the people that work for Dad. Everybody around me works for Dad as I'm growing up, so Now let's jump to Salvador. Jeremy, what has Salvador been doing? I mean, other than still putting down the occasional zombie, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be doing that for a while. Like a while longer after the spirits are gone, I'm sure the physical ones are still like roaming around. And so he's still like he's saved I would say probably saved a good amount of money from his dealings. Like after we got the magic weapon for Teak, got a little nest egg for later. He will send correspondence to his parents. They're worried sick, so this is the I'm still alive, I promise. I even got to wear the good outfit for an event out here. And he'll attach a photo.
Do you explain
Sure
that you got to put some unpleasant people in their places, sort of, or at least make them uncomfortable?
No, I've done a lot of making them uncomfortable. I've done enough making them uncomfortable, sure, certainly.
Do you explain to your mother what's been going on in the town?
Oh yeah, like I won't keep things from her, but I'm not gonna like go into explicit detail about them.
Yeah, the dead have been getting up. I've been putting them back down.
Yeah.
It's another Tuesday
Oh,
for me.
I found a place with great scones. You're just working into all the other casual news you give her.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like how I talk to my mom in real life. I was like, yeah, my van's at the shop, but hey, look at this place I got a new watermelon.
But,
Ooh.
And, she's over in Spain, so it's not like word of what's going on in Abbey Shores is going to have made it over there yet.
Sure.
I mean, the dead are getting up. That news is going to make it worldwide fairly quickly.
Yeah.
And then that's like he does that at the beginning of the week, and then he hits the gym. And because I researched this, there was a proto version of parkour that existed in the 1900s, and Salvador existed during the Great War, so he presumably could have seen this in France for just a little bit when he was there.
Fair enough.
And so he goes to the gym, but he sets up a little obstacle course to work at, as opposed to that, and between that and working a speed bag. And I'm intending to train my dodge.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Between all of that, I'm intending to train my dodge.
Off in the distance, you hear parkour.
But yeah, he's working. He's doing that for most of the week, and then towards the end of the week, he's like, okay, I've done everything else I need to do for the week. And then he calls Dorothy.
Well, Dorothy's delighted to get your call.
Mm-hmm. Hi, I finished all my tasks for the week. I was wondering if you would join me for dinner.
Oh no, he's a vampire now.
Okay, but let's go to that cafe that's got the outside tables. I'll meet you there at noon. No, just our standard first date from now on.
Yeah.
There's a brief pause. It's like she was caught off guard by this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that'd be great.
Of course. I will come get you at 4. After work.
Oh yeah, that'll be no problem.
And then,
just come pick her up at the apartment or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know where she lives. You picked her up and dropped her off.
Yep.
Michael, you become aware of this when she needs the afternoon and needs off a little early that afternoon. Just right after lunch early.
Oh, apologies.
She's gotta get dolled up.
Right.
To amend the letter I would have sent to my mother, I would have mentioned Dorothy.
It's an odd name for a nice elven girl.
It sure is.
I'm just saying that's the first thought your mother's going to have.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's America. There's no telling what kind of names they.
It sure is, Mother. It sure is.
Salvador does get a call.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Hello.
You already know what I'm gonna say.
Have her back by what would be appropriate around this time period? 8.
Good man.
But he didn't specify AM or PM.
Hey.
I say that Myrtle would not tolerate too much tomfoolery in her.
Yeah, for sure.
In her apartments.
He's not bringing her to his apartments.
That's true. He lives rather Spartan.
He really does live. He live very Spartan. And so he'll take her using the money he's been saving from all of the work he's been doing. He will take her to a very nice restaurant. He will walk her there, but he will take her.
What are the chances that it's a restaurant Aloysius took her to? Even or odd?
Let's go even. Never tell me the odds.
Odd.
Okay.
Uh,
I named the restaurant, and she's like, "Ooh."
There's a quick look that flashes through her face, but then she tries to like, oh yeah. Oh, I've eaten there before. Yeah, the food's really good.
Do you need me to bring my duffel bag?
Surely not.
Okay.
Well, oh yeah, because y'all walk. About to say, if you're in a car, you probably went into
I'm
the
walking.
car. Well, the dead are still walking around.
Yeah. No, it's reasonable.
So y'all show up very fancy dress and a duffel bag.
I'll check. I'll let them. I'll ask them to put it like behind the, the
Bag check.
bag, not bag check, but like behind where the person at the front is.
Oh yeah, he's willing to do that. I mean, you're famous.
Yep.
And when it makes it, when he kind of hears the stuff, the metal shifting around, because this one's long enough, you tend to have to put the barrel on, right?
I have to like disassemble it.
Yeah. So it's like it clicks with him. This is probably a gun. But he just looks at you for a second. Yeah, kind of like, well, yeah, this is the zombie killer guy, so,
Better to have what you don't need than need what you don't have.
I can't argue with that, sir. Not the way things have been going around the city lately.
Exactly. And then we'll go and have a great dinner. Every while she's not looking, I will look in the direction of the bag check guy. Just okay.
Yeah, he's clearly not messing around with the.
Yeah. It's not. This is a tick I have where I keep looking at my van every time I'm at a restaurant.
It's still there, right?
Yeah.
Was that a tick you had before the van got stolen, or since the van got
Yes.
stolen?
Both.
Okay.
Don't bring up my shit on stream.
Oh, that's fair.
Don't out them like that.
Anyway. Yeah, so has a very nice dinner, orders, whatever she wants. Leaves a really nice tip.
She eats light. Maybe because she just eats bird light. Maybe because she's want to make a good impression. Who knows?
Sure.
She kind of steers the conversation toward, you growing up, stuff she doesn't know. She knows what you've been doing here in town.
Mm-hmm.
It's like avoiding shop talk, kind of.
Yes. I literally just tell her, I grew up in Spain. Left for America when I was very, very young. In time to get drafted for the Great War.
Yeah, man, she knew you'd been in the war.
But my childhood was very, let's call it, secular. It just was very stiff and stifling for me, and so had to do something else. I still send letters to my parents, pretty frequently.
Oh, so you're not in a situation like poor Vivian.
No. My parents and I have an understanding. But they don't approve of my life choices, but also what are they going to do about it?
They don't approve of them, but they respect them as you're an
Yes.
adult making your choices.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much around the time I turned 17, 18, adult for the humans, I decided to go and do my own thing. Got my own passport, filled it out, got my own, workers visa.
Yeah, she talks about losing her parents at a fairly early age. Her brother, who you have heard bits and pieces about, probably from her and from Michael. She talks about, basically him raising her, and then, him getting sick and passing. And by that point, she was probably 16 or 17. So in the 20s, considered practically grown.
Yeah.
Michael looked after her, but he wasn't really raising her at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He listens. He listens intently. He's like, yeah, it's been our experiences shape us.
Man, I wonder what the last year's been shaping us into then.
Something. Sometimes I think that if just one thing happens differently, my family treats me the way Vivian's family treats her or treated her. So I try to enjoy everything we have and don't think too hard about where it's taking us.
So y'all have a very pleasant lunch or dinner or whatever meal it was you were taking her to. Oh, that's right. You were picking up her at like 4 or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Early dinner.
Yeah.
Can't beat the rush.
And when you showed her to
Really,
pick her up,
really
you could tell she had just gotten her hair done, and
Mm-hmm.
Fancy.
Yeah,
Obviously
she's
done.
not wearing super extravagant clothing, but she's clearly done all the dolling up.
Mm-hmm.
Fingernails done.
Salvador, to his credit, has also he's wearing something to match the environment he's in, but he's also has his hair kind of down like mine does, except for in the middle he has a long braid. He's got little accoutrement on it, but nothing too ostentatious.
Long enough hair that it'd be odd on a human in the era.
Yes.
But elf culture, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like roots on a like counting rings on a tree. You can't ask me to cut my hair.
All right. In this week of downtime, y'all all had an opportunity. You all would have had time to do some training if y'all wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna go around and ask anybody, what they want to do as far as that goes. Teak, was there anything you'd be training?
Probably his bot and his firearm. But other than that, that's pretty much all he would be training. Because he'd probably be working majority of the time.
That's fair. So it's 1 week.
Especially-
So you get one training roll.
One training. So whichever one you want.
Yeah. So we pick whichever one you want to do.
Do spot.
Womp womp.
Wah, wah. It's okay. What he makes up for in skills, he makes up for in guns.
Vivian,
aggressive damage.
what would Vivian have trained?
I'll say sleight of hand. Maybe she's having Lilac show her some tricks.
Okay.
Hey.
And it goes up. Here's how you conceal a knife in a forearm sheath, and how you get it out and back in quick.
They should make a video game about this. What is that? I don't know, but they really should.
Well, I'm thinking more of that you draw the actual knife, not that the knife itself is strapped to you. Maybe if we'd introduce the concept of gnome tinkerers, you could get something like that. Well, you'd have dwarven smith, though.
Next time.
So, yeah. She tells you in a few months of practice, she'll have you out on the street picking pockets in no time.
My parents will be so proud. I can teach you to Hyacinth.
Lilac tells you, hey, I've already agreed to train you. You don't have to keep encouraging me to train you.
Yeah, but we could teach Hyacinth. She's got the charm.
I could
Probably
sneak
not.
into the house and train her when the parents are looking.
Maybe wait a couple years and then we'll train her. She can't even reach the pockets now.
That's fair. Let's see. Salvador, what would he be? Oh, yeah, you said Salvador was going to be working on his dodge, yeah.
Yeah.
Dodge.
Hey.
All right. Just barely.
Yep.
but barely counts.
Goes up by 4.
So you're over the 50% mark on that one.
I'm over the 50% mark
Hey.
finally.
Hey.
Patrick, what is Leo going to train?
Hmm. That just got a weird echo there. Sorry. I am to train, being that I missed several shots. I'm gonna practice his. In this case, take it to the range and practice his machine gun.
The guys at the range are delighted when you show with a machine gun. You get people out there watching you and talking to you about it. Some of them are vets that know exactly what it is you're using it.
Yeah.
All right, give
I
us a
might
roll.
actually run into 1 or 2 people I actually served with there. Who knows?
Oh, it's always possible because you have served with a lot of the strange folk. This is this city's got a large concentration of strange folk.
Eh. Rolled perfectly.
No, so it don't go up. We'll let Eric roll when he gets back.
And another thing I'd want to know if it would be possible with some of the spirits I fought, any chance that they were something of equal or powerful? Essentially, can I see if I can raise my POW?
That's fair. You were clearing out an entire building of spirits. Yeah, go ahead and give me a roll for that.
Okay, and
And we're getting close enough to the end of the campaign that I don't know how many more opportunities you'll get. So.
I'm trying to think about the.
Oh yeah, there was a formula for that.
Yeah.
Wait.
No,
I think
hold
you
on.
needed. I've actually got the formula still written down. I think you needed a 45 or less to succeed.
Yeah, because it's what the maximum and my current. So,
Yeah, species maximum. Your
because it's
current.
actually still in the resistance table on my character sheet. I just noticed that.
Yeah.
Multiply
What's
it by. Trying to remember the calculus to roll the raise POW.
Species minimum plus species maximum, subtract current POW, multiply by 5, roll a d100 underneath the result.
Okay,
And
so
last time it was 45 he needed, and it's none of the numbers have changed.
So
you rolled a 99, which is what you want to roll on.
which is actually that's a
No,
40,
it's too
not
high.
a 45. Yeah, no, that's a 40, not a 45.
Oh,
May just be I had the resistance table wrong.
Well, with a 99 roll, it's going to be a failure regardless.
Yeah.
The dice is just against you. No, you will deal with the POW that you have.
You have to actually succeed that one to raise your POW.
Yes.
Yeah, that one does. It's not. It doesn't work exactly like skills.
Ah, gotcha.
I was excited at first just because of that, and I remembered. Oh no, wait, he's actually got to succeed that one. All right, Eric. What skill, if any, would Michael be training during that week?
That's a good question. Huh. Maybe try to get his POW up? I don't know. I don't know if that would count or if you want me to just do one of his psychic powers.
You have made the acquaintance of other psychics.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to train with them, I guess I'd let you do a POW check as well.
Okay. It's
Those
going
are
to
the
be
other
hard.
psychics you want to wrestle.
Yeah, good. So let me. No, I don't want the Jeez. Like, let me use the calculator. Do you want to turn on the AI? No.
No, it's a calculator.
Why does a
Yeah.
calculator need AI?
You
Actually,
say
what the-
that,
Because we spent a bunch
you
of money
say that,
developing it. We got to put it in everything.
I want the math to be right, though.
but the washing machine and the dryer we have in the house apparently have AI built into them. So I wish I
No,
was
I'm about to
kidding.
crash out and become Amish.
I really wish I was kidding. Oh Lord, yeah, this is gonna be a hard one to get. Okay. No.
Okay.
I need to get under a 25.
All right. So like I covered last week, strangeness is still going up till the 31st.
Mhm.
That night, there's strange lights, odd colored lightning, all sorts of stuff happening out over the lake. Enough to freak people out pretty bad.
Mhm.
But the next day, November 1st, yeah, the dead seem to be quiet again. There's a few bodies found here and there. Like like whatever zombies were up and running around were doing whatever they were doing and then just dropped. Like none of the, like at Marduke's place, nothing seems to be coming back to do anything. I mean, Leo does good work, so they might not have been back anyway. And as I reported during that week, you had a ship sank, or a ship sunk out in the lake. When divers found it, there was a large hole knocked in the side of it. That they don't really have an explanation for what would have done that. Another body has been found with pieces cut off of it. At least one of those was found, one or two of those was found while all the strangeness was going on. But during the first
Bodies
week
were
of
found
November, another body is found.
on land, not involved with the water boat issue.
Correct.
Okay, just want to make sure.
We may need to talk to the mermaids.
No, this was on land.
No. I'm
Oh,
about the
about
ship.
the boat. Yeah.
boat.
Well, remember, the mermaids have told you they're beginning to suspect that a large predator has moved into the lake. They had already told you that. Well, they haven't seen it yet. Because, there's this relatively small number of, this little tribe of merfolk. It isn't super large. And Lake Superior is super large.
Yeah. If folks want to check in with the mermaids, Vivian will volunteer to go do that while folks investigate the body. If we're splitting,
Yeah.
Always split the
I'll go
party.
with you.
she's just going to talk to a mermaid. She'll be fine.
I mean, what else?
Didn't even-
What dangers have ever come out of the lake?
Nothing. Debbie, it's fine.
He's still going.
All right, so Salvador and Vivian,
Health party.
you head down to the whatever little city park
Yeah.
that is with your violin, because I think that's how you tend to be how you call them.
Mhm. Plays the ditty and stands by waiting. Like, hey, how's it going? How'd the date go?
But
Nice. It
Good.
was good.
Good.
so you hear before the mermaid shows up, you hear a slight rustling in the bushes behind you. Because y'all get down at the water's edge, and with some trees and brush between you and the actual playground of the park.
Yeah. Turns around to see what the rustling is. Does not reach for pistol.
The rustling stops, and inside the bushes you hear, shh. Be quiet. I am being quiet. It
I
is
don't know,
obviously the voice of
Salvador.
children.
I have a feeling someone's out there, but I can't see them. They were so sneaky.
Sorry, what?
There were kids sneaking up in the bushes behind us, trying to be sneaky.
Okay.
I throw a rock into the all-concealing bushes.
No, she'll play along for a second and be like, "Man, I hope they're nice. I hate to have to eat all of these peppermints by myself."
Oh. All right.
You hear a slight argument in the bushes. Some of them think they should just stay hidden. Some of them want to go out and get peppermints.
She'll give up after a moment. I can hear you. You're a little loud.
Are all of us
think
there, or
this-
just these two?
I mean,
Just
if y'all wanted to come.
well, yeah, anybody could go, but you also had.
Yeah.
There's been some mutilated bodies.
Yeah.
Oh, and I meant to tell you, the police contact you about them
Yes.
as
I
the
would
BR.
assume.
You know. So yeah, some of the kids trickle out to get a peppermint. They recognized y'all when y'all showed up. They've been hearing rumors that you come here to see mermaids. So they were going to hide in the bushes and wanted to see if they could see mermaids.
Are they human or strange folk?
It's a mix. There's one or two human kids. It's mostly strange folk down this far south, though, or far west. How you look at it.
Can we help you, kids?
Yeah, if you want to talk to a mermaid, you can let them see the mermaid.
Well, that's going to depend on the mermaid. We'd have to ask them first. It seems kind of rude to be coming up and just sneaking up on people and trying to spy on them just to looky-loo at someone.
There's a little bit of head hanging and foot shuffling.
I'll ask her, and if she wants to, I'll come find you. But it's
got-
rude to sneak up on people just to looky-loo. Imagine if people did it to you.
You guys think I'm the tough one. She's the tough one.
She does like give the mom look.
Mm-hmm. That's
As the
terrifying.
kids sort of shuffle back off, like through the brush to the other side. You do hear one of them. Yeah, it's like that at my house too. Mama's the tough one. And a couple minutes later, your buddy the
I
mermaid.
can't remember her name.
I know it wasn't Ariel or anything.
Yeah, I was
Super
gonna say
obvious like
legally
that.
distinct Ariel.
I don't remember which page I wrote it on.
It was way back.
So long ago.
I'm looking to see if maybe we put it in the Lady.
I know I've got it on my
Nope, we did not.
Google Docs, but I forgot to open that.
It's the mermaid.
Yeah.
We know her. It's her.
Alita.
Olita.
Oh, okay.
Back at episode 14.
So
Jeez.
to be
Back
fair,
at
she
the
showed up a
dock.
few times.
Turns out it was a mermaid that had grabbed Salvador named Alita. Her pod has moved into the area recently.
Ah.
So Alita shows up.
Hey, is everything okay in the lake? It was probably even crazier below water, but we saw some craziness above water.
Oh, the lights in the sky. Yes, our people had seen that.
They found a ship sunk off, and she'll kind of indicate direction that it was sunk with a massive hole in the side. Or is everyone okay? Not
yes,
the people on the boat. We know they're probably not okay, but something made the hole in the side.
yes, we've searched that boat, salvaging what we could out of it. After the human authorities had come down.
Yeah, naturally.
We stayed scarce then. We realize we can only stay hidden from the humans in this area for so long, but
Yeah,
we're making sure we've got hidey holes and places we can bolt to. We need to,
of course.
if they react poorly to us.
It's always a good call.
Hmm.
They're
Yeah.
very curious.
Yeah.
But as far as I mean, yes, we certainly haven't found any survivors from the boat, but we haven't found any bodies either.
That's
I mean, not from the boat. We have found bodies out of the lake.
Yeah, no.
An odd number of them
Yeah.
have rocks around their feet.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a thing that sometimes happens, unfortunately.
Ooh, I wonder if the police would hire us to investigate that sort of thing.
I can put in a word if you want.
Oh yeah, because the police are aware there's mermaids. Because you brought one of the detectives down to talk to her.
Speaking of overly curious humans, there's some of the children are wanted to see a mermaid, as they're calling it.
Oh yeah, you'd love to see some human children.
Well, they're not all human, but yes.
Oh well, land-dwelling children. Yeah, it's probably more what you would say.
Kind of like tilts his head back and goes, "All right, kids, I know you're still there.
We're not peeking though.
Good, good kids.
You can come over here. You'll be on your best behavior, though.
So they round the corner, all excited to see a mermaid.
Hold on. Typically, I can't remember from this universe if the mermaids go topless or seashelled.
Well, she was definitely topless when y'all first met her.
What is she?
And remember, I had to censor the artwork.
Yeah.
Right. What is she currently?
Even or odd?
I'm once again picking even.
Hey,
I don't want to get yelled at.
she
by
has a
any
top.
others. Okay.
And I think y'all actually kind of explained that to her at one point, so she tends to wear a top.
Yes.
When she's
One of our
coming to
first-
shore.
Just keeps it
One
in
of
a
our
pouch.
first interactions was that.
Yeah, I mean it's like a bathing suit top. It's not.
Yeah.
Stole it from someone who lost one.
I think one of y'all gave her something the first time.
I think so.
We
Michael
gave
gave
her
her
a
his
coat.
coat.
That's right. She probably didn't keep that. Too much drag in the water.
Yeah.
So yeah, the kids run out and they're asking her questions. Is that the other? Yeah, she's from the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, they came up through the rivers. Wow, there was there's an underwater war going on out there. Amongst the various pods. Her pod's kind of small and just didn't want to be involved, but yeah.
Salvador lets this happen for a while, and then after all of them have asked at least one question, kind of take a knee and go to the kids. So what do you say now?
It was nice to meet you.
Close.
Thank you for talking to us.
That's the one.
And a bunch of them wanted to shake her hand or whatever, probably to see if she felt normal.
Water.
Let's shake her flipper.
But so they run off to tell their parents they've seen a mermaid.
Mm-hmm. And then Salvador will go, well, we can talk about if you guys need to. Do you guys use currency, like land currency?
Occasionally, pods that stay close to shore will a little bit, if they've got a relationship where they can, buy, sell, or trade with the people on shore.
we could put in a word for the local police to help out with those mysteries. We'll say.
Sure, there's stuff that you could use that they could supply.
Oh, absolutely. And, we noticed, some of our scouts watching from a distance. We noticed how kind of clumsy their people are underwater when they were looking for the boat.
Yeah.
Not really
at any
built
rate,
for submarining.
Though she does really like the little fake flippers they put on their feet.
it's cute.
She probably
That's
thinks
an
they're
adorable attempt to do what her people do.
Look what they need to mimic a fraction of our power.
Kind of.
I'll put in a word and I'll come back sometime in the coming week.
If you guys see anything about the large predator you were talking about previously, do let us know.
Yeah, they found some obvious signs of feeding.
Any teeth or anything that might have fallen out?
Not yet. They haven't
Okay.
found anything like that. And they found some. I guess spore would be the best word to use for it.
That's terrifying. I'm gonna have my hands out like this, and you just tell me when to stop when the bite mark when it matches the bite mark.
What bite mark? What bite mark?
No.
Oh, on the fish.
Skip.
Well, it was a rather large sturgeon, and it was bitten in half. So.
Ugh, that's horrifying.
Oh, there's some very large predators out in the ocean.
Besides the strange folk ones.
Well, I mean, there's large
Yeah.
sharks, great whites and whatnot.
Yeah.
The white shark's quite big.
I know about those.
Orcas.
Those are. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yes.
I'm admittedly not as versed in.
The sharks, they have to be careful of. The orcas don't bother them. Kind of like
admittedly
orcas don't bother
not
people.
as versed in undersea or underwater mythologies from where we come from.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she can go down a list of large creatures. A kraken could have sunk that boat. The damage would have been different. It definitely was not an actual kraken. But there's that. There's unnaturally large sharks that they'll occasionally run across. There's sea serpents, stuff like that.
Of course.
Those things are rare even in the ocean, though. Because, once humanity got up to the point that they were taking out whales left and right, most of the other big stuff in the ocean, got hunted some too.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, if you're dealing with something like a sea serpent, do you really want that around?
Yeah,
T-Rexes
some,
are neat, but I don't want one walking around in my neighborhood.
megafauna tends not to survive humanity.
Moose are on thin ice.
Yeah, because that's a part of the reason why most megafauna survived in Australia until humans showed up.
Yep. Some of it was already in somewhat of a decline, but they were making it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, Salvador, wave goodbye. We'll leave her something shiny.
Some costume jewelry or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Something
costume
nice,
jewelry.
something useful.
Something that she can go. They can go back and barter with somewhere else.
Some tool made out of stainless steel that'll handle the water armor.
Yes.
Very sharp knife. Good for underwater.
What do you have? A knife!
No!
All right. Now, for the rest of you, you had gotten contacted by the police. This latest body was in the northern part of Middleton. And you have, of course, dealt with the Milton police. When you swing by, they take you to the morgue. They show you the body. The morgue technician is let's see. He warns you ahead of time. Hey, the body's been carved up. This is not going to be pleasant. He knows you've seen some stuff, but he still feels like he needs to, give a little warning. And he pulls back the sheet. And the victim, it's like the big muscle in the upper leg has been completely removed from one of the legs. The chest cavity's been opened up. He doesn't bother opening it up and letting you see inside. He rattles off, the liver's missing. Actually, the liver's probably all that was taken out of there.
Can I roll a medicine check to see, just looking at it, if I could tell this was done with an instrument or something pulled it out?
Yeah, go ahead. So you notice it before the guy even has a chance to tell you. You notice, no, this was removed with a sharp instrument. This was very carefully cut out.
Interesting. But you said it was just the liver that was removed, or
out of the interior cavity, or the liver and the heart. Excuse me, the liver and the heart.
The heart.
And like I said, that big section of muscle on the leg. And other than that, he kind of rolls it over on its back, or on its side where you can see the back. Multiple stab wounds in the back. At kind of an odd angle, he suspects that the person was standing in front of them, and like if you were to hug somebody and then start stabbing in the back, this is kind of how these wounds would be. And he pulls out reports of the other bodies that have been found, in and around town. Another one of them was in Middleton. One of them was in Highland Park. There was one in Lakeshore. All the victims have been human so far. And it's similar, it's not always the leg. One guy's bicep was missing, or both biceps were missing, rather. It's like whoever's doing this is taking different bits. All of them have been cut with, obvious tools. Leo, when, from your comments, he realizes you're a medical professional to some degree. So he's like showing you very specifically, exactly how the stuff was removed. And while it was cut by somebody that seemed to know what they were doing, it's not like surgical precision exactly went on here. They just had decent equipment. Three of the men had extensive criminal records. Various assaults, or maybe they were, known muggers, that sort of thing. The other two, not so much. The other two, they're still trying to run down, people who actually knew them, stuff like that. At that point, the detective that Mitch at the door, kind of takes over. The reason they're calling you is they're very concerned that this may be some unnatural cult stuff going on. With all the craziness last month, we thought it might just be part of that. But with this, all the rest of the craziness, ended on Halloween. So,
can I potentially make a roll? Likely, I say probably likely a cult, to see if any of the parts that were removed might be something that's utilized in like more necromantic magics or things of that nature.
I also have that option, but I also have rituals to see if there's but I don't know which one would be used in this instance.
Let's let Michael roll occult and Leo can roll ritual.
All right.
Actually, what the hoo-ha? I got PowerPoints.
Spin those PowerPoints.
Turned a 96 into a 31. I'll take it.
Okay. All right. So in general occult stuff, yeah, there's plenty of nasty things that involve human hearts or whatnot. The Aztecs, if you go back a ways, were big on human hearts. Though that was probably more religious, ritualistic than just magic. Leo could probably name off a few specific rituals that might use a heart. The liver, not so much. And like the random bit of muscles, yeah, you don't. That's not ringing any bells at all.
And it's okay. It was a section of the leg. I'm trying to. And it was always that part of the leg or different parts?
No, it's been different parts on all the corpses. It's always some big muscle, meaty part. And then there's been one or two others that it was also organs, but there's not always organs. One guy had a little bit of a gut on him, and it's like they took all that like fatty portion of the stomach.
Question: are flesh golems a thing?
Off the top of my head, not that you know of. You've heard Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. The ideal exists, but as far as you've never heard of anybody actually
trying it,
doing it that way.
Yeah.
It's just, I won't say easier, but it's just better known. There's just better known ways to just animate actual materials.
Yeah.
Theoretically, it could be done. I mean, if you can animate rock, you could probably stitch together a bunch of muscle and animate it. But you don't know of it really being a thing. And from the detective goes on, from the reports, there were no weird writings at the scene. The bodies weren't arranged in any particular thing. They were just sort of stashed out of sight. Like, not really even well hidden. Just like, over into a dumpster or behind some trash cans or... one of them was found by sewer workers because it had been kicked down into the storm drain. It was like whoever was doing this just got them, where they'd be out of sight. Would probably be, hours, maybe a day or two before they were discovered.
I want to check something real quick.
So like I said, though, they're concerned that it might be something magical. I mean, it may just be some crazy Jack the Ripper inspired guy,
That's the thing I'm also thinking about, but apparently he tended to take kidneys, uteruses, specifically.
All of these bodies have been men.
Yeah.
All human, all men.
Because it was specifically when you said they were taking organs, and it looked like the person knew what they were doing, or at least had good tools. That's also where my
had good
mind went.
tools, not knew what they were doing, like knew what they were doing as far as cutting meat or using the tool they were using, but not like they were a surgeon. It's not quite that. Not that precise, maybe not quite that good a tool. I assume there's ways to tell the difference between whether something was cut with a scalpel or a butcher knife.
Yes.
This is leaning more towards butcher knife territory.
Gotcha.
So, obviously this is just some crazed maniac out there doing this. He's like, the detective's like, well, we'll find him eventually. Just wanted to bring you up to speed so you can keep your ear to the ground if it's something strange or supernatural.
Oh, this is odd. Well, the heart's used on several rituals that I know of. It's... Here's a thought. The, brood. What were their... What did they typically eat? In case we had done research on this on the side.
Oh, in the stories, the brood would just eat people. They weren't known for being particularly picky eaters. Some stories would involve them gnawing on bone after they'd gotten all the meat off. Even cracking the bone and going for the marrow sometimes. Of course, those were scary stories that you told to children.
So who
that have been, have been word of mouth without any brew around, anybody to see for 1,000 years now. So, but predators in general, a lot of times go for the organs.
Yeah.
Just because they're very blood rich. Those are like the choicest pieces. But like I said, the first few they found, it was just big meaty pieces gone. It's been the last two, I think, that they were going for the organs. And the one fat guy, they went for, they literally took the fat from around his belly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have missing liver, missing heart, missing fat, missing muscle from a leg.
Yeah.
And at least one body with both biceps removed.
It sounds like somebody's trying to construct a person.
Wouldn't they need feet and hands for that?
There's probably more bodies.
Wasn't there? What about the pack of bodies that was in what's his name's basement? Were any of them missing feet or hands?
Detective's like, let me make a call. He's not the detective in charge of that case. So he runs off and leaves you off with the morgue guy. Who, once the detective took over the talking, the morgue guy's just over there eating his lunch at his desk. This massacred body's still pulled out.
Did we push that back in?
Oh, are y'all done looking at it? Yeah. They'll set his stuff down, Come over, cover the body back up. Put it back in. I hope you don't think I was being disrespectful, but sometimes it's busy around here. You just got to get your lunch in where you can.
No. All good.
I've seen worse.
And for someone who, let's just say I've seen probably even worse than what he's seen.
Guy's like, oh yeah, you were in the war, weren't you?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I got drafted, but I was still in training, when the war ended.
Consider yourself lucky.
Oh, I do. Detective comes back. Okay. Luckily, we had a copy of the file. Or maybe it was... No, it would have been... It would have been Highland Park that was handling that case, but he's like, luckily we've got a file on it. So none of the bodies down there. There was a couple of them that where the heart was removed. But we also found something down there where I think they had been like braziers where they may have been burning them. Of course, the guy we've got arrested isn't talking, except when he's babbling after those night terrors. But a lot of them seem to have just been killed. Throat slit and bled out somewhere, and then the bodies were just buried in the basement as disposal.
Michael goes over to a table or somewhere where he can find a seat. Takes a seat. See if this works.
Are we gonna watch him pass out?
Yes,
Pass
you
out,
are.
fall out of the chair.
He turns around. Oh God, Michael!
Well, he took a
Sure didn't
seat.
have arms!
I assume he took a seat and kind of propped himself up.
Yeah.
But still, he kind of goes just limp. And the morgue guy's like, mid-bite. Oh, is he okay?
Low blood sugar.
Takes off his
Not
hat
there,
and he's
but-
fanning the guy. He's fanning
He's
Michael.
fine. He's fine.
So basically,
It's always the ones that talk about, they're not going to have a problem or they've seen worse. It's always them that pass out.
Yeah.
effectively he's jumping into the spirit world to see if the ghosts of these people are kind of hanging out over the bodies.
You don't see anything over this guy.
Any others?
There's a
Since there's
very
multiple bodies.
faint outline of somebody further down.
Mhm.
But like you can just barely make out that it's vaguely people shaped.
Okay.
It just to your spirit eyes or whatever, however you're perceiving the spirit world, it just looks weak and faded out, and I mean, it's a morgue. There's probably always going to be some kind of lingering part of a spirit hovering around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this spirit hovering around like near one of these bodies that were brought in recently?
It's standing behind, the kind of cabinet of bodies.
Mhm.
Your typical, think about your typical morgue wall.
Okay.
It's like standing, next to a selection of those.
This might be a long shot. However, I'm going to ask regardless. Can I potentially expend some of my own power to kind of bring this, basically give this spirit a little bit more oomph to it, so it kind of corporealizes?
I think that'd be a little outside the scope of your
Okay.
abilities.
Like I said, long shot, but I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Actually, while I'm in spirit form, I'm going to go over to where Noah's at.
Ugh. Right.
All right, so you zip off to. Actually, it might be in here in the same building. No,
I
he
think
was
it is.
he was up in Highland Park. He was up in Highland Park. That's
Yeah.
where his because on the map where it says disappearances, that was where y'all met him.
Yeah.
Because it was the other folks in his cabal or his coven or whatever were coming up missing.
But he's familiar with it, so he can just he's there.
Okay. Well, technically, you were at his friends when you met him.
Yes, but Michael is familiar with the Highland
Yeah.
police precinct, so he can just head straight there. And since
That's right, you're going where he is, not where he lived or where the.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pop in there, you drift down. And yeah, sure enough, he's bruised up.
Spirits around him.
They are, but you don't, looking at him, you don't think any of these are strong enough to do anything to him. Of course, the weirdness of October has passed, so.
Yeah.
And the bruises he's got now look like, they look like they're well on their way to healing up. Like he doesn't have any fresh ones.
Pardon me, can any of you hear me?
One or two of them kind of look in your direction. A couple of them kind of like look up slightly, but not really in your direction. A couple of them look in your direction. And then at each other, and one of them goes, "We can." The rest of them, they're getting weaker. We're not. I don't think we're long for this plane.
I apologize if this is perhaps slightly insensitive. However, my friends and I've kind of projected myself. We're investigating some murders where people have been.
The other spirits,
carving
like our murders?
Potentially. It's bodies.
He did it.
Hearts missing. Yes, I've been told that now. I was unaware of that fact earlier. I was trying to hide him from a cabal of assassins. I didn't know he was a murderer. So I apologize.
Well, if you're investigating our murders now, you can make up for it.
Well, we're working on it.
So the two spirits that are coherent are like, what do you need to know?
Did he did he happen to remove body parts from anyone? Like hearts, lungs, other
Horseshoes,
organs.
clovers, and blue moons.
This string of murders that we've encountered, various parts from people have been going missing.
Well,
particularly human males.
The first one that spoke to you, and the spirits around this guy, they're a mix.
Yeah,
it's some humans, it's some elves. There's a dwarf. The one speaking to you, like, kind of leans his head back, and you can see a slit in his throat that sort of opens up. He goes, "No, he just bled me out." The other one kind of pulls open, her shirt slightly, saving her modesty. But and yeah, you can see where there's a big wound into her chest cavity. Yes, she's like they had this brazier, and they were building a fire underneath it. They had me kind of shackled down in front of it, in the nude. And yeah, the last thing she remembers is a knife going in. So she assumes they were removing something. They were talking about burning an offering or something.
They? Do you mean Noah in particular or others?
He was the one conducting the ritual. There were other people in the room.
Okay. From his own account, from the time I met him, he's the last of his cabal, as it were.
Well, that's how you remember it.
Okay, never mind.
That's it. Failed. You remember anything? All right. So yeah, that must be how you remember it.
Me, the player. No, he was just on the run.
Yeah, peeps. Someone had been killing his cabal.
Yeah. And then he left. Me going through my notes now.
But yeah, so she's talking about that, and yeah, Noah was the one that killed her directly.
Yeah.
But in both cases, they talk about there were other people involved in the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
And from talking to each other, they're pretty sure it was the same group of people in both cases. He can describe. They can describe these people for you if that would help.
That would help, actually. Yes.
So they go over the description, and there's a little bit of back and forth, where they're trying to help, refresh each other's memory.
Mm-hmm.
Which from your job is not the best way to have witnesses.
Yeah.
Do that, but
at the same time, they're also starting to lose coherency.
Yeah. So a couple of the descriptions do indeed sound like some of the people that disappeared. It's not like a huge number of people.
Yeah.
But they do keep talking about, both of them mention, without having to converse with each other, the woman with the streak of white in her hair.
There it is.
We always knew she was going to be the big bad.
And Michael, that refreshes your memory. Yeah. Noah's whole thing was he was convinced that Voss was killing off the rest of the cabal.
Yeah.
Because she was a member.
Yeah.
And he is other than her, he is the last.
Yeah. Yeah. Michael, he just sighs and goes, "Oh, her. I know exactly who that is." And getting her tried for being complicit in these murders is going to be a great deal harder than Noah.
Well, the woman you were thinking, but you can't let her get away with it.
Well, considering the way things are going, she'll probably be dead. Because I can't.
She's like, good. I mean, I'd be content with jail for life.
Jail for life will be a little bit hard considering she's the mayor's side piece.
The woman looks mildly scandalized that you so bluntly said something.
I have effectively been at war with those two for the entire year.
The guy just sort of nods. That's where I'd seen her before. Yeah. I think I'd seen her in the paper before, next to the mayor.
You're welcome for that.
He's like, yeah, I knew. When I saw her in the basement, she looked familiar, but there was so much other stuff going on. I wasn't that concerned with pinpointing where I'd seen her before.
Understandable. Is Noah asleep right now, or is he awake?
I know this is up during the day. He's sitting in his cell. He is reading a book.
Okay. Kind of snaps his fingers in front of Noah, see if he can see or hear him.
I'm going to say no. He'd probably have to have a spell going actively.
Okay.
And needless to say, the police aren't letting him have anything that he might be able to use for.
That's fair. So it does say that it's up to GM discretion, but might be able to interact with the material world while astrally projected. Yay or nay?
I'll give you that because he is somebody that's sensitive to this stuff. He's just not actively looking. So yeah, I'd say if you put some effort
Cool.
into it, you could make yourself visible to him at least. The police might or might not. And maybe he doesn't see you, but senses your presence, sort of thing.
That'll work.
So you start snapping your fingers, and he looks up for a second, and then he kind of focuses. In your general direction, it's Michael?
Correct.
Are you dead?
Some people wish me to be, but they would be disappointed.
Oh. Oh, I've heard. I've heard of people that can project. Fascinating. I just barely can perceive you. I can hear you a little bit better.
Yeah. I need you to tell me everything that happened with all of those bodies in your basement.
My lawyer has advised me that I don't know what you're talking about.
And I'm currently trying to investigate a string of murders where someone's probably trying to build a monster.
Well, I'd really like to help if I knew anything about anything.
Which is why I need you to tell me what you know.
What good is that going to do me?
I can at least speak to the officers here to see if you can get a lighter sentence for cooperation. That's the best I can offer you, though.
If convicted, I'm probably looking at the death penalty. Is life in prison really a better, though? Nah, that's a
Either
stupid
that-
question. That's a stupid question to ask.
So
You've played straight with me before, so I'll take give me your word, and
I will do the best that I can.
And it's not like you're going to be able to say, well, while my spirit was out of my body, he told me this in court. So this can't hurt me. All right, just
Me, the player. Little does he know, everybody at the precinct that has the original Anderson files knows Michael does stuff like this.
But is that presentable in court? It would give his defense, a good ground and have some of that thrown out.
Courts.
Well, the funny thing is if Michael is going to be speaking to get a lighter sentence, then
It's going to piss your boss
he will.
off.
Well, that's the thing is he will have to present how that he talked to Noah and got this information.
That's fair.
So,
all right. So Noah has you explain the current, the current murder you're investigating. Yeah, he doesn't know what anybody would be doing with the muscles. Theoretically, building a body, Mary Shelley style would be possible. It's a lot easier just to animate a corpse, though. At least based on, his techniques.
experience.
Yeah, in his experience using his techniques. Obviously, there's other practitioners with all sorts of other methods of doing things. Like, he has no idea how you do what you do. He's heard rumors of such things, but
Would Voss know?
Voss was very well read.
Well, according to the rest of the spirits here, she was with you.
They're still here?
They're behind me at the moment, but they agreed to let me speak to you.
They haven't been bothering me since Halloween.
You're welcome.
Oh, so you people did that? Quieting things down, I mean.
Yeah, wraiths are a pain.
I know they were beating the tar out of me on a nightly basis. They ought to just gone on to heaven or hell or wherever they're going. Leave us living folks alone. It's unnatural.
It's partly why I'm here, to send them on too.
But to answer your question, none of that sounds like any ritual I know. I don't know of anything that uses the liver specifically. Plenty of rituals use the heart. I've heard of other practitioners of my style burning hearts and things like that to
Like in a
build up the
brazier.
power to call a spirit or put a spirit in a body to animate it, or that sort of thing.
So potentially, say there's a ritual that you or other practitioners you know might happen to know, where hearts are carved out of bodies, extracted and burned in a brazier to build up power to potentially let loose an entire wave of spirits up until Halloween night.
Well, like I told you when that was going on early on when I was still in the apartment, I don't know of anything that could operate on that scale. You're talking about citywide, dozens and dozens of zombies that have been put down. Never mind all the restless spirits that were seen to be energized. If you're going to do that by burning hearts, that's a lot of hearts. And I don't mean a lot like a few dozen. I mean hundreds, if not thousands. It'd probably take multiple practitioners all over the city doing that for that kind of coverage. I don't see it being practical.
But what if it was used to summon something that could?
Summoning, other than just the summoning of spirits, specifically spirits of the dead in his case, he's not a shaman. But yeah, some other kind of summoning, possibly. I know people that can summon elementals. I've read the papers. I know we've had some elementals pop up in town.
Mm-hmm.
You would probably need some other type of wizard for that. Or so, he'll say some type of wizard. He considers himself a necromancer, completely different. But like I said, Voss was very well read. She always kept her cards or her knowledge, close to her chest. But she'd occasionally, some little something would leak out. Where we all knew that she wasn't just studying with us; she was studying other methods as well.
Likely the things that we've been fighting this entire year.
Well, considering you've been fighting some of those strange folk creatures, that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if I do get life in prison, I wonder if I can request a prison somewhere else in the state.
Quick question. Where would the guard be in here?
Guard's sitting there like,
And is this guard listening to him just confessing to all of this audibly?
So what you've got is a fairly long row of cells, and there's a guard like over by the door that lets you into this entire area.
Okay.
So, speaking in just a casual conversational voice, the guard might pick up a word here or there. He might know that somebody is talking.
We lost a Deca.
We did.
Might have had to go. It is past.
Yeah.
Oh, nope, he's back. But yeah, we were about to wrap up.
I'm here, I promise.
And you are now Teak.
Oh boy.
Who am I?
Who am I?
Uh,
My Sal.
yeah, Teak and
We
Salvador
swap
swap
body-
places. But that's okay.
I'm still me.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's the end. We don't really need to.
Yeah.
Well, it just takes a second to grab and drag. So yeah, you're talking to him.
Hmm.
When you suddenly see him go just sheet white. And he like gets up from his, where he's sitting on his bunk, drops his book, pressing himself against the back wall.
Michael turns to see what it is.
It's some sort of spirit. Probably not a spirit of the dead. This thing doesn't look like it was ever human.
Okay.
The exact shape changes, but there's always sharp teeth and claws, glowing red eyes. The head almost looks like you took a classic devil and did a silhouette of it. Little points that might be horns, might be ears.
Anything that looks familiar to me whatsoever.
Well, we're going to cut right here with you seeing this thing.
Oh, fun.
That is clearly, like I said, clearly some kind of spirit, so. Meanwhile, back at the morgue, the rest of you are just kind of sitting around waiting for Michael to wake up.
You want hamburgers
chewing
after
the
this? Leo.
So I hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Hope anybody that comes by and watches enjoyed it. Hope you'll join us next week. As we kind of get the ball rolling on the last story arc. It seems such a short time ago that we were just getting started. That I had plenty of time to work everything in that I wanted.
This is one of the few game systems where we actually got all the rules. Well, mostly because BRP is just whatever rules you want to use at the time.
Yeah.
We actually got all the rules kind of situated before we finished.
I think we still
Yeah.
get stumped on the
Yeah.
magic part every so often, but
Ju-
It's
yeah.
the
Just
math.
We don't really
It's just
use
the
it in
math.
combat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the BRP, and again, Call of Cthulhu, which was based on BRP, is as when we first started off, I said it's a very front-loaded system, but once you're set up and going, it runs very smoothly.
there's a few little clunky bits, like some of the math you have to do. That is not that it's
Yeah.
super hard math, but it's a little clunky. Because the system has changed marginally since the 70s.
Yeah.
Right.
They've smoothed it. They have smoothed some stuff over, but not really any significant changes. But anyway, again, I was your storyteller for the evening, Jason, and with me has been Sarah playing Vivian, Patrick playing Leo,
Good night, everybody.
Carr playing Teak, Eric playing Michael, and Jeremy playing Salvador. And we will see y'all next week.
Bye.
Whoa, boy.
Tune in next week for another adventure.
and heed the sign. Abomination, Ali's light.